Are you feeling a bit too tired lately? Can't get rid of that weird metallic taste in your mouth? Or perhaps you suddenly got an allergic reaction after your general home cleaning? These signs can lead to a lot of diagnosis, but if you had just recently cleaned that nasty mold spot in your basement, there is a big possibility that you're sick from mold symptoms. Fear not, because we'll be taking a look at where molds often form in the house, as well as some useful tips on how to remove them. But before that, go ahead and hit the like button below, and while you're at it, consider subscribing to the channel and click the bell icon. You wouldn't want to miss out on our future uploads, would you? What is mold sickness? Mold is considered to be one of the most common problems present in each home, but not everyone is aware that this pesky infestation does not only ruin our house, but can also damage our health. According to studies, there are more than 100,000 species of mold. Not all of them can cause harm to us, but there are those who have the potential of becoming a biochemical weapon. Now that's something you don't hear every day. Experts have been able to group molds into different types. 3 of these kinds are as follows: allergenic, pathogenic, toxigenic. Each refers to the varying effects of certain molds on humans. All of these are closely related to what we call mold sickness. Basically, when we are often exposed to mold-infested environments, it is most probable that we will experience certain reactions. This is because of the toxins, more specifically the mycotoxins that they might produce. Accidental inhalation of its fungal spores is not enough for the toxins to be at play. Direct or indirect ingestion of moldy food is what results in mold toxicity, a medically recognized type of mold sickness, but inhaling or touching them without protection can still cause other mild to moderate health issues. If by some way you have gotten mold spores within your system, there are 2 possible ways on how your body will handle it. The first and the less threatening are allergic reactions like sneezing and itching. The latter one is an inflammatory response of your body to the foreign object inside, and when these are left unnoticed, they will evolve into symptoms. Worst case scenario, it will trigger more serious health complications that can escalate in the wrong direction if ignored. What are the symptoms? It's quite difficult to determine if we truly have a certain mold illness just from isolated symptoms. They vary from depending on the sensitivity of a person. Scientists have revealed that causes are often left untreated. This is due to either a lack of wrong diagnosis of its indicators. So what exactly are the signs that we have to look out for? Unusual changes in our physicality may be taken into consideration. Pain in the abdomen or unexplained fatigue is one of the many ways your body tells you that there might be something wrong. Another thing to notice is the disruption of everyday mental functions. This can be an early sign to monitor. Reoccurring headaches, sudden memory lapses, and slowed brain activity may all be considered under this symptom, but be careful not to confuse it with your lack of sleep. Don't brush off any optical problems that you might encounter after cleaning mold at home. Often when we come into contact with it, our eyes may become irritated by the spores that are able to drift in the air. It is also possible to experience sensitivity to light without history of having this issue. Keeping an eye out for respiratory or digestive problems must also be kept in mind. Difficulty in breathing and appetite changes do sound like they can mean a lot of things. That's because they do overlap with that of other illnesses. However, there's no harm in observing if your bodily systems are effectively working. Feeling a bit more thirsty than usual? Perhaps the summer heat is setting in, but if the weather is not that hot and you remembered how you carelessly cleaned the black mold near your sink yesterday, maybe it's time for a quick health checkup. If you're looking for a more distinct symptom that will either confirm or invalidate your initial self-diagnosis, do a taste test. If your buds are only able to get that weird metallic taste in your mouth, make sure to mention that detail at your next doctor's appointment. Now, we know what you're thinking. Even if we combine all of these signs, it's still possible to mistake it for another totally unrelated sickness. That is why it's important to stay away from mold as much as we can. We wouldn't want to be guessing at the last minute. How to treat the signs. Fortunately, mold sickness can be easily cured when detected right away, but to set things on the right foot, we best recommend for you to reach out for other professional help before taking matters into your own hands. The signs may be different for everyone, so it's best to let the experts handle it. Whether it's still a hunch or you've already confirmed it with your doctor, the best thing you can do for yourself is to lessen your exposure to mold. Antibacterial treatment works well, but there is still no cure that can beat early prevention. If you're looking for immediate relief from accidental inhalation of spores, getting a nasal wash can ease the problem. However, we do encourage boosting your immune system to help fight any possible symptom. It's for the long-term investment of staying healthy. Where do molds often grow? To start, modes often form in dark and damp areas. It can be inside the house or anywhere outside. Just as long as moisture is present, it'll be easy for them to spread out. There are some places within our homes where mold may be present. Watch out for plumbing issues in your house, particularly those that are within your walls. No one would want to drink or bathe in water that has possibly been contaminated by mold. Basements are already creepy as they are, but knowing that is one of the most common parts of the house where mold is prevalent is enough to make you keep your distance from it. It's the same case with most attics. Ventilation is important to keep the airflow going, but attics are often left sealed for long periods, and this makes it a suitable place for a moldy situation. Lastly, our bathrooms can also suffer from the spread of mold. Don't believe me? Check your walls, tiles, and ceiling later. If there's still no sign of mold, try to look under the sink or between the narrow space across your toilet. They can even squeeze in along the edges of your bathroom window. Unless you're able to do some scrubbing every now and then, expect for mold in any of those areas we've mentioned. Here's what we want you to remember. Whenever it's musty, that is where the mold will be. So keep your place dry and properly maintained. I'll admit, that might be easier said than done. Tips on how to remove mold infestation. Now that we know where to find that small but deadly patch of mold, let's jump to some useful tips on how to remove them. So you're finally ready for a healthy change. Open up that cleaning drawer and let's get tidy. Hot water, partnered with a generous amount of bleach and some mold removal product, will help you do the trick. This is recommended for surface molds. For carpets, pillows, and the like, it's about time that you buy yourself a brand new version. There are complex cases of mold infestation, ones that can't be dealt with easily. The best solution for that is to call your trusty pro mold exterminators. In places where humidity levels are high, it'll be tough to deal with mold, but there are ways in which we can minimize its chances to grow. Proper ventilation is key. Vents were invented for a reason. If you want to keep the room from becoming a breeding area for mold, open a window to keep the air flowing. Another interesting way to keep the dampness away is to invest in a good quality dehumidifier. What this great invention does is extract excess water in the atmosphere. Musty air can be resolved by appliances like this. The bottom line here is to regularly do your housekeeping. We know the struggle of constantly cleaning even the small crevices of our homes, but considering how much mold can affect us, it won't hurt to choose to be on the safe side. Your body will thank you at the right time. Do you think you might be sick from the mold symptoms that we've mentioned? Have you tried any of the tips on how to get rid of indoor or outdoor molds? We hope that this video has given you the information that you need. We want to know what you think of today's topic. Comment down your thoughts and don't forget to press the like and subscribe buttons. To stay updated on our recent content, go ahead and click on the bell icon as well. Thanks for watching and we'll see you at the next one.